Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tabor Talk. What a beautiful day. I think it's like 65. Incredible, right? November 21st, I believe the date is. So, you ask yourself, why do these people continue to support Trump? Like, I'm not talking about the lowlifes, the deplorables. Really, the bulk of his base. They're insane. It's a cult. We all know this. But what about people who are educated, who are sort of smart? Like, okay, Rudy Giuliani is just a freak. Did you see that press conference? His dye. I'll put a picture here in the video or in the comment section. His dye was dripping down his face when he gave that insane, I don't know, press conference about fraud and everything. But man, what a fall. Like I said, I've done videos on Rudy before. I was a big fan of Rudy. You know, his politics were different. You know, I'm from New York, and I was around in the 90s when Rudy was mayor and he cleaned up 42nd Street, the whole thing, and I applauded him. You know, I know he was a hard right conservative, but he really did a great job. I liked him, and I liked the way he conducted himself after 9/11. And I read all his books. I read a book right after 9/11. It's called Emperor of New York. And I loved him. I was like, hopefully one day Rudy will run for president. What happened to him? He's a completely different human being. And he looks like shit, man. He's short and like this weird, looks like a Martian. You know, like he's the ugliest motherfucker. You know, talking about looks, and that's not fair to go after somebody's looks. But I remember back in the day, I think 2000, and I was talking to my liberal friends. One guy, Jeff, African-American, he said, I fucking hate Giuliani. And he used to make fun of him when he would interview. He'd go from the side, Giuliani, like he talked to the lisp, he'd see like spit spraying, you know, and I was like, dude, that's not cool. You know, that's fucking low life. But you know what? He was right. You know, what a freaky looking guy. So anyway, what I want to talk about, the name of this video is Courts Need Evidence, Cults Do Not. All right? Watch this for a second. By the way, I don't mind just doing this here instead of streaming and downloading, which is a pain in the ass. Someday, you'll see. Someday when Tabor Talk takes off. All right, watch this.
According to new reports, election officials, poll workers, and even law enforcement agencies in 5 swing states across the United States are facing death threats and other threats of violence from crazed Trump supporters. The 5 states are Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, and Pennsylvania.
I have a good friend in Pennsylvania, by the way.
You have these Trump supporters who've been all whipped up into a frenzy over Donald Trump's claims of voter fraud and dead people voting and Dominion voting machines and ghosts of Hugo Chavez helping Biden win, whatever it is. These people out there, these cult followers of Donald Trump, believe that it's accurate. They believe these things happened. So they're calling up state law enforcement agencies, election offices, secretaries of state, and they're threatening to do the unthinkable.
Okay. Let me just pause this. I'm going to continue on. But you say, like, listen, just fucking throw the scumbag out. Like, put him in jail. My hope is, and I think that will happen after, when Biden takes over, they're going to prosecute him. New York's going after his ass. You know, people are talking about, hey, maybe Trump could run in 24. He's going to jail, man, for the rest of his life, where he fucking belongs. But the thing is, why are people caving into him? Because he's a thug. Don't you understand? These people will threaten your family. It's extortion. You know, think of to analogize it, with the mafia, right? For decades and decades, the mafia ran New York. You know, all the way up into John Gotti. Like, why? There are only a few hundred guys. Because they'll fucking kill you. When they say they're going to kill you, they mean it. People are scared of this. They'll kill your families. All right, watch. Oh.
And certify their results in favor of Joe Biden and against Trump. This is what Donald Trump wanted.
Yep.
This man knows he cannot win in court because he has no evidence to back any of this up. Because courts, unlike cults, require evidence.
There you go.
And even the most right-wing of judges that Donald Trump has gone up against, including, by the way, some that he has appointed, I think people need to understand that when they talk about the coup, because everybody seems to be still wetting themselves over this. His own judges that he's appointed have thrown out some of these cases because there's no evidence. In fact,
all this was planned, by the way, beforehand. Like the judge that Trump appointed, of course, he was smart enough to see what was going to happen, but they're throwing it out. Here we go. Sorry.
Every judge that has seen these cases has thrown them out. He cannot win. It can go to the Supreme Court. He's still not going to win there. But he already won. Because his goal was never to overturn the election. His goal was to convince his base that the whole thing was fraudulent. Courts need evidence. Cults do not. That's the difference. That's what he knew. And that's what he's done. These death threats that these election workers are receiving right now, that was the plan. That was the goal.
Yep.
He wants his base to go out there and do the unthinkable. He wants to be loved and admired. And he wants to have his Trump army out there to constantly be threatening people to fall in line or else. That's what's happening. He knows this is happening. He is egging it on. He is actively counting on this to continue. Because that is the only way this man feels like he has any power left. He is facing
you hear those gunshots? It's hunting season up here.
Investigations of potential prosecutions. He is facing the possible destruction of his own businesses because of the amount of money that he owes that is coming due in just a few months.
He's going to jail, baby, and he knows it.
He has nothing left.
Prison.
He may not even have his freedom left. All he has are these deranged individuals.
He's
and
fighting
yes,
for his
they are
life.
deranged. If you're calling up a Secretary of State, if you're calling up a local election office and saying, I'm going to kill you if you let Joe Biden win this, that's the actions of a deranged individual.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry to have to be that blunt.
You got to put
but
these
these
fucking
aren't
people
rational
away.
people. These aren't
You got to put
competent
them
people.
fucking away for life.
These aren't safe people to have walking around the streets carrying firearms.
Right.
Something has to be done about this.
Yep.
But instead, Twitter, Facebook, everybody's sitting there letting Donald Trump continue to spread his lies. People are getting death threats left and right. But hey, at least we're not censoring him because, oh, God, how bad would that be? I don't know. Why don't you tell that to the people getting death threats? Okay. I'm pretty sure they'd have a different take on the whole issue.
Okay. How about that? Crazy, you know? So I knew this was going to happen, you know? So, all right, I'm going to be doing a lot more videos, more really, like Tabor Talk is just this informal, off-the-cuff, no script. That's sort of the appeal. I'm having a blast. Like, you know, I don't have a lot of subscribers, like 500, but I really have no interest. I'm not doing this. I'm not going to monetize this or anything. I'm doing this for fun, you know? So, all right, more to come. Good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. Peace, love, and understanding here on Tabor Talk.